Okay, welcome to Sestonn Makes a Character Part 2. So before we get started, first there are a couple things I want to go over from Part 1 that I probably should have included in there and didn't. The first was the Heritage Advantage. I put that here. Sacrosanct, and I wrote in that it is from my heritage. And what it does in this game, I went and looked at it in the advantage, and I'll show that to you in a moment. As long as I am 6.0 plus in honor, no one of 5.0 plus in honor will attack me first. Duels, of course, negate this bonus. It doesn't matter in a duel. And that's because everybody of at least 5 honor wants to respect the Emperor's wishes, and my family line is untouchable. Okay, so I do need to have 6 honor, and I do. I came with 6 honor. So as long as I stay there and don't go down, then I'll be doing pretty good. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, family name. So I looked up how family names work. So when I'm amongst the lion clan, I go by Katai Jinbei. When I'm in the presence of other clan, I go by Akoto Jinbei, because I guess I want it to be J. Yeah, it is J. Jinbei. There. Akoto Jinbei. And that's because my actual family, Katai, doesn't have enough standing for anyone outside of the clan to recognize who they are. So since the Akoto is the like ruling family to my family, then when I'm outside of Lion Lands, I go by the name Akoto, so that people will recognize me. They won't recognize Katai at all. If I tell people I'm Katai Jinbei, they're going to be like, "Oh, so you're nobody." So carrying the Akoto name gives me a little more credit. Okay, and what was the other one? Oh, spells. So if you were a Shugenja, if you took from a Shugenja school, I didn't show you where you get your spells. So first let's show you a Shugenja school, and it'll show you what spells you actually start with. Let's close all of this mess and open that. Let's do Kitsu Shugenja school, since we're looking at lion things. Okay, so of course you get the technique, just like the Bushi does, but if you notice, Shugenja only have one technique, where the Bushi had one for 5 different ranks. So that's because when a Shugenja, every time a Shugenja ranks up, they get 3 new spells instead of getting 1 new technique. So that is the only time that a Shugenja gets new spells. They don't just buy spells from experience. When they go up a level, they get 3 new spells. Okay, so the spells that you come with should be listed on here, or I guess they're not. I thought they would be. Skills. Honor. Affinity. Here, spells are listed down there. Up, my phone is ringing. Ugh. Scam likely. No. Okay, so you will come with Sense, Commune, Summon, 3 water spells, 2 air spells, and 1 earth spell. So, and then let's go take a look at spells real quick. And we're not going to pick any out or anything. I just want to show you where you can find that list if you are making a Shugenja. So, inside of our uh, Legend of the Five Rings page, and we go to the character creation page. Up on top of it, I don't have skills on here. I should have skills on here. I mean spells on here. But they really shouldn't be down here in the parts where you're buying stuff. It should be up here. So I'm going to put it here. Pause while I do that. We're back. And look, there it is. Oh my god. The following is the spell list for all Shugenja characters. So it should work. I just put it there. We don't need that anymore. And here is your spell list. So at first it has these spells from, how did I put, I think I might have split them up. It has the spells by their ring. So looking at your air spells here, and then your air spells level 2, air spells level 3, air spells level 4, Air spells level 5. Air spells level 6. Then we start our earth spells. So there we go with our earth. So once we go through all of this, and we start our fire, then after that is going to be the spells that come from other books. Is this still the real book or is this a new one? I think this is still the real book. Oh yeah, we didn't go that far. Okay, and there's where the void spells end, the level 6 void spells, mastery 6. And they come down here. Okay. Then, well, yeah, that's what this is. And then we start with, no, this is something else because we don't need any other crap that's on here. What we're interested in is starts here on new air spells. And then we have the air spells that came out of the Book of Air. And then when that's over, we have, oh, our air kiho here. I don't think they matter. I think they're just here because they're still on this page. And the next page has our new earth spells, so we're not giving a crap about this stuff. What we're here for is new earth spells. And then it goes. When they made this book, they had no idea that Sestonn was going to crop it this way. So here again, we got a bunch of, well, these are good. These are part of that. But up here is stuff that doesn't matter. New fire spells, so that's how it works. First, you have the entire spell chapter from the core rulebook, and then after it's over, we have the spell parts of the supplement books: the Book of Air, Book of Fire, Book of Earth. What are the other ones? Book of Water, Book of Void. So they're all in there. Okay, we went over our spells. Oh, I should go back in there. The rules for how you get spells, for what kind of spells you can take, I believe, are on the front page because I think I took the entire magic chapter. Where does it talk about spell descriptions? Here it talks about your finite number of spells per day, your spell slots. And then you can learn spells that you can use. So Shugenja look for mastery level equal to their school, plus they have an affinity and a disaffinity. That's not the word it uses, but opposite of affinity. So your affinity gives you +1 level. So when you're starting a level 1 Shugenja, you'll be able to take mastery level 2 spells for the ring that you're good at, for the ring that it says you have affinity with. And you won't be able to take any spells from the ring that says you are disaffinity with because it's -1, so you have 0 in that while you're on rank 1. And then the other 3 rings you can take equal to your ring level, which is equal to your school rank level, which will be 1. Okay, and now I think we have that all finished. Okay, what we want to talk about in part 2. I want to bring up the 20 questions again. If you haven't done them and you want to, now would be the time to do it. And then once you got that all figured out, come on back and listen to the rest of this. But if you've already done it or you're not really interested in doing it, or maybe you want to do it after you have everything, then that is fine too. So let's go over advantages. So everything should be, we already did our heritage. So now we are on the bottom of this line and we're starting everything. So you start with 40 points. No more than 15 of those can be spent on non-ancestor advantages. I'll show you those. Air, earth, fire, water ring, the lowest of the 2 traits associated to it. So I think I showed you that earlier. Let's go take a look at my guy. See, so my air is 2 because I have 2 in both of them, but my fire is still 2, even though it was either my family or my school. Gave me +1 to agility, but fire stayed 2 because intelligence is still 2. So if I were to raise intelligence to 3, fire would go up to 3. Okay, your Void ring, raising your void ring costs you 2 times the new rating. So everybody starts with 2. If I want to raise it to 3, it's going to cost me 6 times the new rating. Is going to cost me 18 of my 40. That's a lot just to get a third point of void, but maybe I want to do it. Uh, Traits, they cost 4 times the new rating. That's what these traits are. So if I want to raise intelligence to 3, that will cost me 12. 4 times 3. And that will also raise my fire ring. It doesn't cost me anything to raise the fire ring. The fire ring will go up because the intelligence ring went up, because the intelligence trait went up. Okay. Skills actually cost the new rating that they are. So let's take a look at skills just right quick. If I want to take acting, 1 point of acting, it will cost me 1. If I want to take a second point of acting, it will cost me 2 more. So that's a total of 3. 1 for the first one, 2 for the second one. Okay. Games is the same. I already have 1 in it. If I want to take the second point, it will cost me 2. Games as a subtype, so I took it in Go. If I want to learn a completely different game, it's a whole nother value, and you come and put it down here. I would put games, I don't know, shogi. I'm not going to do that though, but anything that has this subtype at the end of it, like lore, that's how it works. Basically, you are focusing on only one thing, but you can learn more of them if you want to. Okay, so the blue check mark doesn't mean anything as far as spending points into them. Okay, so I want to raise my Kenjutsu to 4. 4 is the you can't start with anything over 4 traits or skills for a level 1 character. So I want to raise my Kenjutsu to 4. That costs me 2 points for level 2 plus 3 points for level 5. That is 5 plus 4 points is 9. So it costs me 9 of my 40 points to do that. I am going to go ahead and do that because that's kind of what my whole school is about. So I have 40 points and I already spent 9. I'm not going to spend all my skill points right now. I'm just, that's the most important one. That's the thing he's specializing in. It's what the Kodo school specializes in. Yeah, Kenjutsu and use of the katana. Okay, so why don't we step out of that? The next thing on our little list is advantages. Every advantage tells you what it costs. Well, oh wait, we skipped one. Skill emphasis. So that's like a specialty. So unlike how lore had a, every different thing of lore that you want to learn is a whole different skill. Other things have an emphasis, which in the terms I'm using specialty because that's the terms we're familiar with from World of Darkness. But like Kenjutsu, taking an emphasis in katana would be the specialty. Now, what that does is it makes it so that whenever I'm making a katana roll, I would re-roll ones. So that's a pretty nice thing. Okay, so skill emphasis costs 2 points, and you can only have as many in there as half of your skill rounded up. So if I'm going to take my Kenjutsu to 4, then I could buy 2 different emphases. One, I would probably buy one for katana. In fact, I am going to buy one for katana. I have now spent 11. Let me go and put that. Where'd my guy go? Skill, Kenjutsu, emphasis, katana. That cost me 2 points. And when I make this roll, see the first column is untrained. If you have 0 in the skill, then you roll untrained. Untrained rolls, the 10s don't explode. Okay, so if you have points in it, which is usually the situation, then you will roll under the T. And if you are on your emphasis, then you roll under the E. And that way, the system will know what to do with your dice. Reroll ones, don't add the exploding 10s. Okay, so we did that. Emphases. Okay, so advantages, they tell you what they cost. Disadvantages give you those points instead. and ancestors are an advantage, but they don't have to fit into your 15 of only advantages. So you could take 15 in advantages and then take yourself a 8-point ancestor if that's what you want to do. Kata have requirements. I will show you that at the end of this little video. Kata have requirements. You have to meet those, and then their cost is equal to the mastery of the kata. And kiho work the same way, basically. Monks can learn mastery level equal to their school rank plus their ring level. So kiho come in ring level. So let's say that you have a ring level of water of 2 and you want to learn a water kiho and you are school rank 1, you can learn 1 plus 2. You can learn up to a level 3 mastery uh, water kiho. Brotherhood monks will only pay that mastery. Any clan monks, like the Dragon Clan monk, the tattooed order, they have to pay 1.5 times, and with it rounded up. So with it costing 3, it will cost them what 5. A Oh, I even put that there. A master 3 will cost 3 plus 1.5 equals 5. Shugenja purchase Kiho at 2 times the mastery, but can only learn a mastery level equal to or less than the associated ring. They don't add their school level. It's only the ring value. So if they have a water ring of 2 and they want to learn a water kiho, they can learn one only up to 2. Ninjas whose school depicts them as mystical in nature can purchase kiho at 2 times mastery, the same way the Shugenjas do, but instead of having it the mastery level needing to be equal or less of the ring, for in their case, it needs to be equal to or less from their class, from their school. And non-brotherhood characters can never know more kiho than their total school levels in monk, shugenja, or ninja schools. Okay, I know that sounds like a mess, but I also have it in here. You look at the kihos that are listed, kiho information, and I have that in. There's a little cutout from there, and it has everything I just said is listed right in there. So if you don't remember, it is right there for you. But basically, monks, whether they are clan monks or brotherhood monks, have access to kiho. Shugenjas have access to kiho, and ninjas who are kind of like mystical ninjas, not necessarily court assassination ninjas, also will get it. It'll be according to my decision, but it should be kind of obvious. If your school is talking about how they have ninja magic, then they're going to have access to kiho. Okay. Um, what's next? Oh, we were on that chart. We will go look at skills and advantages and stuff. So, kiho. All right, that was everything on here. So we got skills, advantages, disadvantages, and equipment. Your ancestors are listed in the advantages. I attached them. So first, let's take a look at skills. I'm not going to go over it really, but I just wanted to show you how it works. There's your here it talks about emphases if you need to know what that means. And let's just look at a skill. So acting, it tells you what it's based off of. So you want to put awareness in there. So now since we've been playing World of Darkness, we are not against switching the trait given to the skill in situations that call for it to be different. So it's nice that it's an easy pull down menu. But in most situations, it will be the one that it says it is. So awareness for acting. Okay, so it gives you your subtypes. Social skill acting is considered a perform skill for the purpose of effects other than perform skills. And here's your emphasis. So you can have clan, gender, or profession acting. And then there gives you a description of what it is and your mastery level. So if you have 3 points in acting, then you get this. The TN to create a disguise is reduced by 5. So why don't we actually take a look at Kenjutsu and see if it has a mastery that I'll be using. I can't count a K or what? I mean, heavy weapons? Oh, I bet we're all listed under weapons. That's what it is. Okay. So we got katana here. Let's do you have a mastery 3? The total of all damage rolls made with a sword is increased by 1k0. So since I have that with my 4, I get this. Once I have 5, which I can't start with, by the way, but once I've been playing and I get 5 experience, I'll be able to purchase it. A sword may be readied as a free action rather than as a simple action. But that sounds okay. But we do have this bonus that gives us an extra 1k0 to all sword damage. So let's go and put that on here. I think we're going to put that in notes. Well, I was going to put heritage there, but it didn't have a name when I went to go put it. So I figured it was fine to just have the sacrosanct up there. So we have Kenjutsu Mastery 3 plus 1k0 sword damage. So that's real nice. Okay, so I don't think we need to go over all the skills or anything. You see how it works. It shows you your emphases, it shows you your subtypes. Subtypes are basically like how lore had. If something has subtypes on it, then it's spread out. You know, it takes it's a different skill to learn every different branch of it. See, weapons are the different subtypes, so it's actually weapon, but they split it up. So that's an easy one to do. But let me show you lore real quick because it's something everybody's going to have a little bit of, I think. So lore has all of these different subtypes. When you choose a skill in lore, you are learning only one of them. It says emphases are varied by individual subskills, so I have no idea what they might be. I guess like if you're taking history, then it would be based off of a certain area. I don't know. But yeah. So if you're wanting to learn lore elements, lore history, lore Shadowlands, lore Shugenja, those are all different skills, all of them. So if you want to have them all at 4, you're paying your way all the way to 4 for each one of them separately, as if they were a separate skill. Okay, we talked about skills. What's next on our list? Advantages. Let's look at advantages. There are actually an advantage or two that I want to add to my character, but since everything I've already taken was pretty expensive. Okay. So here's your list of advantages. If we scroll down, we'll find the sacrosanct. There it is. I don't need to read that off to you. But it would cost 4 points if you were just taking it, and my heritage gave it to me. So, yay, that's awesome. Okay, but there's all kinds of different things on here, and it goes all the way through. And then we have some other ones that I found in other books and added. And then here's your ancestors list. And I believe it has 2 for each clan. Keep in mind that Mantis has like weirdness to it. So if you're wanting to take a Mantis ancestor because you're one of those minor clans that eventually become into the Mantis, then you need to make sure you find one that actually fits to your minor clan where that ancestor would actually give a shit about you. Just keep in mind that this book has them grouped into a greater clan that doesn't exist yet. And then we also have some other ones that came down here from another book. Every one of these adds 2 more. So every clan, I probably did not put the Mantis one because I knew it didn't need to be here. So every clan has 2 more, except for Mantis because they don't need to be here. Okay. So there was one thing that I wanted to add. Oh, but I came with 6. It rose my honor. I wanted my honor to be 6 because the sacrosanct wanted me to have 6. Virtuous, was it? You possess 1 additional rank of honor. So I was going to buy that, but I don't need it. I'm already at 6. It would be kind of cool to have it at 7, though. I'm going to buy Virtuous for 3 points. So why don't we go and put that, come over here to advantages. Virtuous, it costs me 3 points, and I get plus 1 honor rank. Honor has an N in it. And then we will come up here and raise my honor to 7. Which will most likely make me the most honorable person in our group, which I probably was already at 6.5. But now 7.5, I'm probably most likely. Because the Okoto school is already one of the most honorable schools in the whole damn thing. Okay, so that cost me 3 points. So I am now at crap. But let's see. We spent 2, and then we spent 3, and then we spent 4. That is 9. And then this cost. Oh, and then we spent 2 on the emphasis for katana, and then this costs 3. So I have spent 14. Let's take a look at some disadvantages real quick. So we can close this. Our disadvantages. Now, there are no ancestors related to disadvantages. So it's just going to be the ones from the book and then any that I found in other books that I posted at the end of it. Bad eyesight, bad fortune, blackmailed, black sheep, brash, can't lie. Yeah, I'm going to take can't lie. See what it actually does mechanically. You are psychologically incapable of telling a lie, perhaps because it has been so thoroughly drilled into your nature by your honorable family. Not only can you not tell a lie, but if someone in your presence tells a lie and you know that it is untrue, you must succeed at a willpower trait roll TN20 or immediately correct them. This can cause untold difficulty in court settings and can lead to complete disgrace if you are not careful. Yup. Can't lie. 2 points. So disadvantage. Can't lie. 2 points. Okay, so by the game rules, raw, this gives me 2 experience to spend right now. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm not actually playing and going to gain experience. The way we're going to do it is that you guys are going to put 0, meaning that you haven't gotten it yet. So what we're going to do, if you guys haven't been reading the Discord where we talked about it, when you choose a disadvantage, you don't get the experience that belongs with it yet. Once we know for sure that that disadvantage actually belongs to your character, once you are acting it, once it has made itself known, once it has caused you issue, then we will give you the experience. This serves 2 purposes. First, it keeps all of you guys from just buying disadvantages that you thought would never come up so that you got extra points, which you guys would probably all end up buying the same disadvantages, hoping it never came up. I mean, you guys wouldn't, but who knows what other characters, what other players we might end up inviting to this. But I don't think that we would have that problem with the 3 of you. And then the other purpose is, as we can see from our vampire game, I do not remember to make your disadvantages a thing. So this will have an incentive to help you remind me that, hey, my character can't lie, you know, or hey, my character has this enemy who should be showing up sometimes. Maybe you should remember about that, Sestonn. And I'll be like, oh shit, you do have an enemy. Because like all of you guys have an enemy, and I don't think any of you have ever met them. So, yay, enjoy your free vampire points. But yeah, let's do what we can to prevent that from happening again. Okay, so there's our disadvantages and how we'll do it. I don't actually need that 0 on there because I already gave me mine. And you can take as many disadvantages as you want. Advantages, you can only take 15, but you can take as many disadvantages as make you feel good. Okay, here's our equipment page. Your school told you what equipment you came with. But here, you can look them up. Did I actually write them down for... Why do you keep going away? We did write them down. So light armor will tell us what kind of armor we have. We don't need this disadvantages page. Light armor is right here. You can read about what it is. But it is a bonus of armor TN plus 5. So we want to record that. Armor plus 5. And we also have a 3-point reduction. So that means that any wounds I take will have 3 points removed from them. Reduction. 3. So if somebody hits me for 5 damage, I'm only going to take 2. If somebody hits me for 25 damage, I'm only going to take 22. So it makes it so that the tiny little nicks and cuts you get from barely being hit, they matter a lot less. And it has special rules. When wearing light armor, the TN of all athletics and stealth rolls increases by 5. So I don't know where I would want to mark that. Just have to try and remember. Hopefully your game master will remember that wearing armor makes you suck at stealth and athletics. Heavy armor, heavy armor's worth. It makes you suck at agility or reflexes. Huh. Attacking people is agility or reflexes. Heavy armor blows. Okay, so I guess I would have wanted light armor anyway. Okay, now let's take a look at weapons. What equipment did we have? Sturdy clothing is it's just like road clothes. It's what I'm wearing when I'm not wearing my armor, or I might even be wearing it under my armor. Daisho is your katana and wakizashi. So let's find those. Oh, we're on bows. I took a bow, but I can't remember what it's called. Yumi. That's what it's called. The basic bow. Yumi. We don't need that space. So we go into our weapons page. And bows. We're going to put Yumi. It uses the Kyujutsu skill, which is the archery skill. It is not a, no, it is a school skill. I don't know why that matters here, but we're going to put it. So it uses reflexes basic. Kyujutsu does. And the bow itself tells you what its strength value is. Here you are. Where's the Yumi? Stats are up here. So it has a strength of 3. And I'll tell you what that means. And also increase the TN of all attack rolls by +10 if used from horseback. Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. Yumi will be popular enough that I'll remember that. So anyway, we give it a strength of 3. And then we choose what arrows it uses. That is around here. Here they are. The what's the normal arrow? Willow leaf, the 2K2. So we're just going to have willow leaf arrows, but you can have armor piercing arrows or armor piercing arrows do less damage, but they ignore the armor TN bonus. Flesh cutter arrows hit harder. They have 2K3, so that you're going to keep more dice. Rope cutter arrows, 2 free raises for called shots against inanimate objects. Yep, we just want willow leaf arrows for 2K2. So we just mark them here. Arrow damage, roll, arrow damage, keep. Whoops, 2K2. So it should roll them then. Let me pull this a little wider. A damage roll with this bow should roll 5 dice and keep 2 because it's going to add the strength to the damage roll, the 2K2. Let's see if it rolled 5 dice and kept 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try again. What's fucked up? Why are you only rolling 4? Strength 3, damage 2, keep 2. You are keeping 2, you're just not rolling 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you did, but weird. I will have to play with it later. Anyway, that's how it works. You put in your strength, and then you put in the arrow damage. Let's go and look at the katana. Let me take a note. Find out why arrows don't work. Find out why arrows suck. Maybe it's actually doing it right, and there's something I'm misunderstanding. If not, we'll just enter in the strength of the bow separately. Swords. We want swords. Katana. So katana is DR of 3K2. Come up here. We're going to put katana. It's not using Iajutsu. It is using Kenjutsu, which is a school skill. And it is agility. It's not a simple action. Okay, and it is 3K2. So it should be using my strength value, which is 2. And it should also be rolling 5 and keeping 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this it did right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we kept 3. So you see how the dice exploded? It was a 10 and a 3 and a 10 and a 1. So my keeping 3 dice, keeping the 3 best, I end up with a 33, which is pretty darn good. Okay, so also, Katana does a special rule. You can spend 1 void point to increase a damage roll made by katanas by 1k1, which is a huge deal if you really need to kill something. Only 1 void point can be spent in this manner. Even the character would allow him to spend more than 1 void point per round. This is a big deal. No other weapon can you spend void points on the damage roll. You can always spend a void point on the attack roll to raise it by 1k1, but never on a damage roll except with the katana. So this is the big deal about katanas. Okay, and our wakizashi is down here. It's 2k2. Special rules that you can throw it. Wakizashi. It is also kenjutsu, which is a school skill. It is 2k2. Why do I have that as 3k3? It was 3k2, right? Katana? 3k2, not 3k3. So, yeah, that's why that seemed so powerful. I should have only kept 2 dice. It only had a 24. Okay, 3k2. And 2k2. So this should be rolling, plus my 2 strength, should be rolling 4 and keeping 2. And that's what it did. And this should now be rolling 5 and keeping 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So those are working right. Once again, the bow should be rolling 5 and keeping 2. And it did not. So, I don't know. I'll figure that out later. So, there. That's your equipment. Well, is there anything else that I'm supposed to have? Traveling pack. Okay, so we can talk about the traveling pack real quick. That's at the end of this. It's a big ass box of it. Most, if not all, schools include in their starting outfit a traveling pack. What exactly is a traveling pack? Well, that depends on the family, the school, and the individual. A traveling pack is essentially a traveling bag, often called a furoshiki, filled with various items that the individual might be interested in. When creating a character, select any 10 of the following items that are found in this traveling pack. I'm not going to worry about that for my non-player character. That doesn't really matter. But I don't know. What are some of the things I would pick? Um, Bottle of water, bottle of sake. Does sound good. A blanket. That don't sound bad. Lantern. Sure. Smoking pipe. I don't think so, but small statue, small knife, small hand mirror, small folding stool, perfume, musical instrument, mask, straw cloak. I could take a straw cloak maybe. Tattoo needles. No. Tea set. Uh, is there like a gaming set? Set of dice. Tatami mat. Tattoo needles. Week's rations. Week's rations I'd probably take. Whetstone I would take. Okay, so yeah, so you see how that works. We can close our equipment page. What's next? Okay, kata and kiho, and then we're done. So I already showed you it, but let's go show you more because I actually want to buy one. So let's take a look at our spells, kata, kiho, and maho. So I did not create, I put maho on here, but I'm not adding them because maho are blood magic, evil sorcery spells. You guys can't start with any. So I guess as you encounter them, maybe I'll put them. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just remove that from the title. There is one spell in here, and then the spell collection. Because like I said, it didn't put the spells. So there was one spell I found that it didn't make it into that collection. And it's transmutation. Okay, so here's our kata. Why don't we take a look at these first few pages? These are the ones that are in the book. The ones that don't have a notation after them are the ones that are in the core book. Okay, so they have a requirement. So this requires Air 3, and it is Mastery 3. So it will cost me 3 points if I'm to take it, but I also have to have Air 3. I don't have anything at 3 right now. So if I want a kata, I will probably have to raise it. And the easiest ones to raise would be water or fire. And I'm far more likely to raise water because that raises my melee damage. So since I'm a Bushi, since I'm a warrior, if I'm going to raise anything, it's going to be that or it would be agility, but I already have that. So let's see if there's anything from water that I might be interested in. Striking is water. That's water 4. It's way too much. Can't raise it to 4. They cost 4 times the new rating. So raising it to 3 would cost me 12, and raising it to 4 would cost me another 16. So if I did that, that would pretty much be the bulk of my 40 points right there. Air 4, fire 4, air 3, void 3. Okay, well, let's see what's on the second page. We don't need you anymore. Earth 4, air 4, earth 3, fire 3, water 4, void 4, fire. None of those things I'm capable of. Let's take a look at the Greater Clans one. This one has ones that are clan oriented. So we'd be looking at Strength of the Lion. It is a water 3 and it requires any lion bushi. So I can take that if I raise my water to 3. Once per round, during the reaction stage, I can add +3 to the initiative score of any one ally in a skirmish. Well, that sounds kind of good. Let's take a look at Ring of Water. The Book of Water one, see what they added. That's the one I was remembering. Waves upon the breakers. It is water 3, so I could get that if I raise my water to 3. First essential truth of the Steel Kata series is that the ancestors of both families believed the way of the sword was reflected in every aspect of life. Those who master this kata come to understand a true warrior can balance all things on the edge of a pure blade. It is only for Akodo Bushi, which I am, Kakita Bushi, and Shinjo Bushi. This kata channels a samurai's chi such that it enhances their natural strength and focus and brings it to bear on the battlefield. When this kata is active and you are wielding a weapon in which you have at least 3 skill ranks, I have 4 in Kenjutsu, your damage is increased by 1k0. So that sounds great. So I'm going to take that. I need water 3. So first, let's move you to the side. We want to raise water to 3. Notice how when I raise it, it's going to raise my water. So when I raise strength, it'll raise my water. Well, it was supposed to. How come you did? There you go. You just had a lag. So raising water to 3 cost me 3 times 4, 12, plus the 16 I've already spent is 28. So still have 12 points left. And this, Waves Upon the Breakers, will cost me 3. And I'm going to put it under notes because there's no place to put kata. So I'm going to put kata, Waves Upon the Breakers. And I guess I could mark that it cost me 3 if I want to keep record of that. Or I'm going to put water 3. Okay, and this gives me plus 1k0 damage to Damage rolls. Is it damage rolls or attack rolls? Maybe it was attack rolls. I don't remember. Wielding a weapon, in which case you have 3 skills, your damage is increased. Yep, damage roll is increased. Uh, damage rolls if skill of 3 plus. Here's a note for me. You can write it however you want it to be a note for yourself. Okay, and there. So you saw me purchase a kata. Let's take a look at the kiho, which I cannot purchase because Bushi can't purchase kiho. So like I said, here in the kiho information box, I put this thing. Brotherhood monks, they can acquire kiho as described in the thing. It doesn't tell you what it is, but it is their ring value plus their school rank. And it does actually say that here. Characters affiliated with other monk schools can purchase kiho at 1.5 times the normal cost using the same rules. Well, it says it down here, rather than ring plus school rank. Shugenja characters may purchase kiho at twice the normal cost, and they can use their ring to determine if they meet the mastery level, rather than their ring plus their school rank. Ninja is the same thing as 2 times, but it only matters from their school rank. And no Brotherhood character may never know more kiho than their total monk or Shugenja school rank. So your level 1 Shugenja can only know 1 kiho. But he can know a kiho. He had to pay twice as much for it than a monk did, but he can know a kiho. But it is based off of only his uh, ring level to meet the mastery. And it doesn't use the affinity change from his school for spells because it's not a spell. Okay. Is that everything that I wanted to bring up? Looks like it. So let me spend the rest of my 12 points and we'll be done. What should I buy? We're going to buy some skills because all of our skills are 1 except for Kenjutsu. So let's go look at skills. Oh, that put. Why are you -2? Put that shit at 0. All right. Do I want more? I think we're okay with only 1 of that. This isn't the kind of Akoto Bushi who's really a leader. This guy is more an actual warrior. But I am going to give him defense. He's renowned as a bodyguard family. We're going to give him 2 points in defense. So that costs 2 and 3. So it costs 5. So we are now at 33. We have 7 points left. I'm not going to take battle. I'm not going to take Kyujutsu either. We're specializing in sword. Down here are merchant skills. These are the kind of things that most samurai stay away from because it's a peasant's job. And low skills, these are the kind of things most samurai stay away from because it's a criminal's job. A few bushi do go into stealth, especially those that are from a school that's recognizing itself as like a scout school, then they'll go into stealth. But for the most part, no. And intimidation, which in real life is kind of more of a high skill and not a low skill. Samurai do not intimidate each other. That's a bully thing. That's a pussy ass little criminal thing. Doesn't mean you can't take it. You can certainly take it. But the more you use your low skills, the more honor you will lose for using them. Honor is an interesting thing if you ever want to dig into it. And I have a page here in the rules snipping that talks about it, and it gives you the talks to you about honor and also the gaining and losing honor chart. So maybe we'll talk about that some other time. What do I want to spend my 7 points on? Sincerity? All right, there's 2 of it. I'm at 35. Jujitsu? Let's take 1. I'm at 36. That's your hand-to-hand combat. Unarmed combat. Athletics? Let's take 1. I'm 37. In fact, let's take it again. I'm at 39. Now, 1 more point, we can just buy something. Aijutsu. 1 point in Aijutsu. That is the school of dueling. That is the skill you use for official dueling, and an iajutsu duel is when two samurai face each other with their katana sheathed, and then they draw and strike in a single motion at the same time. That is an iajutsu duel, and it uses the iajutsu skill, not the kenjutsu skill. Although, if it's like a duel to the death and nobody died in that first strike, now it's a kenjutsu fight. So I guess my dude's job would be to not die in that first round and then take you out with his actual sword skill. Okay, so I think we have everything. I do want to go to my weapons and look at my katana. We have it set to 3-2. We want to raise it because we get 1 point from our Kenjutsu level 3 mastery. Gives us +1 damage, right? I wrote it down over here. Kenjutsu master +1 K0 sword damage. So that also goes on the wakizashi. And then we also took the kata, which gives us +1 K0 damage to rolls if we have a skill of 3. So that also adds to it. So that'll be for both of them. So the katana, we rose it to 5k2 because it started at 3k2. And the wakizashi, we raised to 4k2. So now we should be looking at quite a bit of damage from that. And with the katana, I can spend a void point to raise the damage by 1k1. So if I struck my enemy right now, we're going to roll 5 dice and keep 2 of them. Why did I roll so many? Oh, it's 5 plus my Kenjutsu skill. No, it's not. It's plus my strength, which is 3. So it should be 8 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We rolled a 28. That rolled a 10, a 10, and an 8. So we keep the 28 and we keep the 11. We hit that guy for 39. As a scale of reference, I believe we only have 28 hit points to completely die. Oh, we got 38. So that was a little wrong. 38, but it still killed me in one blow because of that 28. So there you go. That is a fully made character. Of course, I did do all of the 20 questions, but whatever. And then, of course, you can fill in all of this shit, your description. But, I mean, all of this will fill in itself from your 20 questions if you actually do them. What do we have on here? Initiative. Your initiative is equal to your reflexes plus your insight rank, which is basically your character level. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, we're all set. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just bring it up and we are done.